Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move forward in life while others stay stuck in the same place year after year? Why some people build wealth, confidence, and freedom, while others struggle, stressed and frustrated, always falling behind? The difference isn't luck. It isn't talent. It isn't even opportunity. The real difference is habits. The small choices you make every single day. Choices that seem invisible in the moment, but over time, they create your future. Today, we're going to uncover the truth about rich habits versus poor habits. And by the end of this message, you'll understand why your success, your wealth, and even your happiness all come down to the daily decisions you repeat without even thinking. So stay with me, because if you truly want to change your future, if you want more wealth, more success, more freedom, it all begins right here, with the habits you choose today. Rich habits versus poor habits. Why success starts with daily choices. Let's begin with a simple truth. Your life today is a reflection of the choices you have been making every day up to this point. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, your confidence. None of it is random. All of it is the result of habits. Habits are the invisible architects of our lives. They are the things we do without thinking, the small routines, the automatic decisions, the patterns we follow day after day. And over time, habits compound. They can work for you, building success, confidence, and wealth. Or they can work against you, keeping you stuck, broke, and frustrated. There is a reason why successful people seem to live different lives. It is not luck. It is not chance. It is habits. Rich habits versus poor habits. The difference between financial freedom and financial struggle, between personal growth and stagnation, is hidden in the things you do daily, often without even noticing. So the real question is this: what are your habits doing for you? Are they moving you toward the life you want, or holding you back from it? Now, let's talk about what I mean when I say rich habits. Rich habits are not just about money, although they will absolutely lead you to wealth. Rich habits are patterns of behavior that create growth, stability, and opportunity. They are rooted in discipline, consistency, and long-term thinking. For example, rich habits include things like waking up with purpose instead of hitting snooze 10 times, reading and learning daily instead of scrolling endlessly on social media, saving and investing money consistently instead of spending it carelessly, exercising regularly instead of letting your health decline. Rich habits are about responsibility, planning, and intentional living. They may seem small at first, but they stack up. They compound into massive results. On the other hand, poor habits are the opposite. Poor habits are the little choices that feel harmless in the moment, but destroy your future over time. Sleeping in, skipping work, spending more than you earn, avoiding responsibility, procrastinating, ignoring your health. These are poor habits. One skipped workout doesn't ruin your body. One impulse purchase doesn't destroy your finances. But repeat those poor choices day after day, year after year, and the results are inevitable. Poor habits compound into failure, regret, and limitation. Here's the important truth. Success is not about luck. Success is not about one big opportunity. Success is the accumulation of rich habits practiced daily. And failure is not about bad luck. Failure is the accumulation of poor habits practiced daily. Think of it like this. Every single day you are making deposits into your future. Each action is a deposit into the account of your life. Rich habits are positive deposits. Poor habits are negative ones. And just like money, the account grows with interest. Consistency multiplies the effect. Over time, the balance becomes clear. Success for those with rich habits, struggle for those with poor habits. Now let's make this practical. What are some rich habits that build wealth, confidence, and success? And what poor habits destroy them? Let's start with money, because that's where most people feel the struggle. A rich money habit is living below your means. It is choosing to save and invest consistently, even if the amounts are small. It is building an emergency fund. It is making your money work for you through smart investments. A poor money habit is spending everything you earn, or worse, spending more than you earn. It is buying things you don't need to impress people you don't care about. It is living paycheck to paycheck, not because you have to, but because you never built the discipline to manage your money. Over years, the difference is massive. The person with rich habits has savings, investments, financial freedom, and choices. The person with poor habits has debt, stress, and no options. Now let's talk about learning. A rich habit is reading daily, listening to educational content, seeking mentors, and learning new skills. Every day, you are feeding your mind with knowledge that increases your value. You grow wiser, sharper, more capable. A poor habit is wasting hours on entertainment with no purpose. Watching endless TV shows, playing video games for hours, scrolling social media without control. It may feel relaxing in the moment, but it starves your mind. Years go by and you realize you haven't grown. You've stayed the same while others moved forward. Now let's talk about health. A rich health habit is exercising regularly, eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, and taking care of your body. You make your health a priority because you know without health, you cannot enjoy wealth or success. A poor health habit is neglecting your body. Eating junk food daily, skipping exercise, staying up late, ignoring stress. You may get away with it for a while, but poor health habits always catch up. And when they do, they take away your energy, your confidence, and your future. Now let's talk about mindset. Rich mindset habits include gratitude, positive self-talk, setting goals, visualizing success, and surrounding yourself with people who push you higher. Poor mindset habits include constant complaining, blaming others, negative self-talk, refusing to take responsibility, and surrounding yourself with toxic influences. Over time, your mindset becomes the filter through which you experience life. Rich mindset habits create opportunity. Poor mindset habits create excuses. Now let's address the hardest truth. Most people want rich results while living with poor habits. They want health while eating poorly. They want wealth while spending recklessly. They want confidence while avoiding discomfort. They want success while living in laziness. But life doesn't work like that. You cannot cheat the system of habits. You cannot live with poor habits and expect rich results. That's like planting weeds and expecting roses. If you want success, you must align your daily habits with the future you want. There is no shortcut. There is no magic formula. Your habits today are building your tomorrow. So how do you change? How do you shift from poor habits to rich habits? The first step is awareness. You cannot change what you don't recognize. Take an honest look at your daily routines. What do you do in the morning? How do you spend your time? How do you handle money? How do you take care of your body? What words do you speak to yourself? Write it down. Be brutally honest. Then ask yourself, are these habits moving me closer to the life I want or further away? The second step is substitution. You don't just break habits, you replace them. If your poor habit is scrolling on your phone every night, replace it with reading a book. If your poor habit is buying fast food daily, replace it with meal prepping once a week. If your poor habit is spending every dollar, replace it with automatically saving 10%. The third step is consistency. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to be persistent. Change doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you choose the rich habit more often than the poor habit, day after day. The fourth step is environment. Habits are influenced by your surroundings. If you want rich habits, surround yourself with people who already live them. Put yourself in environments where success is normal, where discipline is expected, where growth is celebrated. And finally, the fifth step is patience. Habits compound slowly. At first, you may not see results. That's why most people quit. But if you stay consistent, one day the results will show up, and they will be undeniable. Remember this, rich habits don't feel extraordinary when you're doing them. They often feel small and ordinary. reading for 15 minutes, saving a little money, exercising for 20 minutes, saying no to junk food, saying thank you instead of complaining. These don't feel like life-changing actions, but they are, because over time they compound. They transform who you are. They shape your identity. They create the future you desire. Poor habits also feel small and ordinary. Skipping one workout, buying one more thing you don't need, sleeping in, complaining about your boss, eating fast food. None of these feel destructive in the moment, but over time they destroy your potential. It's not the big decisions that shape your life. It's the small ones you repeat every day. So here is the challenge. Ask yourself every single day, is this a rich habit or a poor habit? Is this choice moving me closer to the life I want or further away from it? If you start asking that question, you will begin to notice the invisible patterns running your life. And once you see them, you can change them. You can replace poor habits with rich ones. You can reprogram your daily routines. You can rewrite your future. In the end, the difference between the rich and the poor, the successful and the unsuccessful, the fulfilled and the frustrated. It is not luck, it is not background, it is not talent. It is habits. Rich habits create rich lives. Poor habits create poor lives. So choose wisely. Choose discipline over laziness. Choose learning over distraction. Choose saving over spending. Choose gratitude over complaining. Choose health over neglect. Because your habits are not just small routines. They are your destiny. And success, true, lasting, undeniable success, always starts with daily choices.